The secret to self-control begins with how you perceive yourself. If you believe that you're a failure, or that you're somebody who doesn't follow through, who doesn't stick to their own promises to themselves, then you are very likely going to do the wrong thing repeatedly. You're going to fall into traps of temptation. You're going to chase after things that really don't matter and don't fulfill you because they're giving you a temporary quick high, and you're going to avoid anything that feels difficult and like an uphill struggle. Now, first of all, there's nothing wrong with that. That's in your nature. That's how human beings are wired. But of course, we don't have to just accept that and live a life where we don't progress, where we don't grow. The first thing to do, though, is to accept yourself where and how you are. Because chances are that if you want more self-control, if you want more discipline and the ability to really do what you need to do whenever you need to do it, to follow through on your promises, on your goals, well, you'll need to be on your own team. You can't be fighting yourself at every turn. You can't be resentful towards who you were, because the key is to shift the focus onto who you are becoming. And it's very likely that you'll need to make a change in your immediate environment. If it's easy for you to mess up because you've put yourself in surroundings or an environment where it's almost impossible to do the right thing, then you've really lost the battle before it even begun. And so many times it is that way because we don't plan properly. We don't look at structure. We don't look at how we've built our life and our environment around us, and we only focus on our day-to-day decision making, thinking that the problem is, of course, something that's innately wrong with us. Well, get that out of your head for a second and ask yourself, what in my environment makes it easy for me to do the wrong thing? Maybe you have a bunch of crappy food that you really shouldn't be eating in your house. Maybe you have friends who criticize you a lot, or family members who put you down and lower your self-esteem. Look, I'm not saying that it's not your responsibility to rise above that, but maybe not in the way that you imagined that you should. Perhaps your vision of overcoming obstacles has something to do with just powering through it. No matter what happens, keep going, keep doing the right thing, and you'll be this heroic character who gets everything right despite the circumstances. And if you have been romanticizing and creating a fantasy such as this in your head, then no wonder you're stuck, because you're basically saying to yourself, nothing's good enough, and I really need to perform way above my own level. I need to step completely into this new version, a new reality, and it's this pipe dream really that's almost impossible to actually execute. But what if you just made it easier? What if you cleaned up your environment? What if you cut some of those relationships out that weren't really helping you, at least for now? Maybe not permanently. Maybe you don't have to stop having sweets around your house forever, for the rest of your life. But for a time, it might be smart to just not have it there so that you can't give in to temptation. That way, instead of exercising discipline and doing the right thing every single time that you are tempted to do the wrong thing and being a hero, you can just live your life and easily achieve your ideal outcome. You see, it's actually pretty simple. If you're working a normal 9-to-5 job that has an average salary, you're probably never going to get rich. It's the wrong vehicle. You need to start a business, or you need to learn how to invest your capital so that you can multiply it and then reach your financial goals. If you're in a relationship with a person who has fundamentally different values than you, and you're trying to somehow make it work and get past that and compromise, then you're starting out with a disadvantage. What I'm trying to have land for you, and what I want to put across, is that you can really have pretty much anything you want, but you have to make the right choices and create the right environment so that those goals are actually possible. And yes, you might say that they're possible despite it being difficult, that I can still make it, that I can achieve success even against the odds, and that's true. But why would you make it harder than it needs to be? And you need to look at yourself and really ask, why am I making my life and my goals much harder and much more difficult than they and it really needs to be. Maybe there's a deep-rooted insecurity. Maybe there's something in you that tells you that you need to prove that you're good enough in order to have what you want. And maybe, just maybe, even when you achieve some success and even when you see some progress, you sabotage yourself because you don't feel like you're worth it. There's really only one thing that needs to sink in right now, and it's that you are worth it. No matter what happened, no matter who you believe yourself to be, whether you think you don't deserve it or whether you feel like you do but you just can't have it, it doesn't matter. Let it go and allow yourself to be happy. Allow yourself to create the change that you know is necessary in your environment so that you can make self-control and self-discipline really a thing of the past. You make them easy and natural, not something that you need to strain yourself to always accomplish and do and achieve. And that doesn't mean that you won't be driven and that you won't work hard. It doesn't mean that you will be lazy and lethargic. It means that you'll be inspired. Instead of feeling guilty that you have to do all this stuff, otherwise, you're just not gonna be very good, it'll be because you want to. It's fun. Of course. I mean, why wouldn't you want to achieve your goals? That's the whole point. Why wouldn't you want to do the right thing when you've set yourself up to make it easy to do it? Finally, if you want to make it even easier to achieve your goals, if you want somebody on your side helping you week in and week out, holding you accountable, then I invite you to go to erafael.com, where you can sign up for a free one-on-one call with me. We'll talk, see if we're a good fit for working together. And that way I could be your mentor, I could coach you, I could support you through all the challenges that are happening right now in your life and helping you really become your best self. Looking forward to that conversation. If you decide to take advantage, go to erafael.com, sign up there, and I'll talk to you soon. Once again, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you on the next one.